Hey everyone, it's Betty and today I kind of want to talk about beginner affordable goth makeup. I don't think anyone else has done this on YouTube yet. I know when I was growing up and trying to get into goth, I wasn't really sure which products were good and how to kind of use them. Doing a lot of black makeup is actually really tricky to get a hang of. I thought I would talk about little tips and tricks to kind of help anyone who's trying to get into goth makeup. And yeah, this might be a bit of a long video, so get a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you drink and let's get into it. Don't forget to check the description down below as well, because I'm going to be listing products and brands that I think are quite cheap and affordable that are quite good for goth makeup that I have personally tried as well. So yeah, don't forget to check down there. And I'm going to go in order of like skin, eyes, lips, etc. So the first thing that I want to talk about is foundation. I personally use the Revlon Color Stay and I do recommend this one. I feel like it's one of the most affordable, easy to get a hold of foundations that there are that are quite pale. If you are a bit younger, like a teenager, and don't have acne or anything, this will be quite heavy, so you might want to try mixing it with a moisturizer to kind of sheer it out. But other than that, it stays on really well and it's a really good colour. And again, I think it's quite affordable and easy to get a hold of, so I don't particularly really like it because it's so heavy, but I feel like this one would be a good starter goth foundation. I normally use the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in 110. It's really hard to get a hold of in my country, so I just kind of wait till it's in stock online and I buy that one. I know that the Fit Me range also does a lot of darker colours as well, so if you're a darker goth then definitely check that out. I feel like they're quite good and affordable, so yeah. I know that when I was younger trying to get into goth, I tried so many different foundations that just weren't my colour, so for that this is kind of embarrassing because this is quite grubby and everything's rubbed off. I need to get a new one. But yeah, just definitely invest in a white foundation. This is the Manic Panic Dream Tone Foundation, if you're wondering, since you can't see because it's all rubbed off. This is 20 New Zealand dollars. Anything that I think is cheap is probably going to be cheaper in other countries, because here in New Zealand our prices are quite expensive, so yeah, this one's only about $20, but I feel like this one's quite affordable and definitely good if you're a pale goth and no foundations suit you. So yeah. The next things that I want to talk about are concealers. This one is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. This one's talked about to death, but honestly it's one of the more affordable light concealers that there is. This one is in a fair one. It's got good coverage, it's cheap, and it's pale enough, so definitely pick this up if you have the chance. The next one that I want to talk about is the e.l.f. Maximum Coverage Concealer. I'm sorry if any of these are like really grubby. I'm kind of a messy person. But I really like this one because it's cheap, of course. e.l.f. is a very affordable brand, but this one's more of like a pale yellow concealer. So if you're more of the yellow undertone like I actually am, you might not be able to tell because my foundation is so white anyway. But this one is, it's not as heavy coverage as say like the Collection one, but this one is actually pretty decent, and I will actually mix in moisturizer with this and create a really nice sheer kind of dewy foundation for when I'm not feeling like absolutely gothing up. So yeah, this one's another good affordable concealer. And then moving on to face products, I have the matching Revlon Color Stay translucent powder. If there's a lot of Revlon products in here, it's because I did a beginner's makeup course applying makeup on other people and it used exclusively Revlon products, so I have quite a lot, and I genuinely actually like the brand, and I think it's one of the most accessible and affordable brands that there is. So with translucent powders, if you have a darker foundation, then having a translucent powder can actually help to kind of counteract the colour and make it a bit more pale, and it's also good for mid-range skin tones as well. Invest in a translucent powder if you can. And then this next one has been talked to death as well, but it really is amazing. It's the NYX Talk Blush. I only just recently picked this up actually. It's a really good shade for pale people, and you can even use it as an eyeshadow as well. That's a really good tip, is double up on your products for different things. So like you could actually use this as a blush, a contour, an eyeshadow, and yeah, I really like it. It blends out really well. It's on eBay for like 10 New Zealand dollars, which is really, really affordable, so yeah, pick this one up if you can. Okay, the next products that I want to talk about are black eyeshadows and eyeshadows in general. I know that this is a really hard one because there's so many blacks out there, and Some of the good ones are quite expensive, but one palette that I think is absolutely amazing, and it was really good for people who are starting out with goth makeup, and that's the Sleek palettes. These are about 20 to 25 New Zealand dollars, so quite cheap, and this one is the Bad Girl palette. And as you can see, it's got a good range of dark colours, 2 dark greens, 2 dark blues, 2 dark purples, 2 blacks, 2 greys, and 2 highlighting shades. And as you can see, I've used it to death, and I really love the formula of these as well. They blend out so easily. If I could actually have like a single eyeshadow of the black, I definitely would, because it's so lovely. This palette isn't exactly matte eyeshadows, but I think for the price and the colour range, it's one of the best starting out goth makeup palettes that you can get. So the next eyeshadow that I use is the Rimmel eyeshadow. I use this one for my eyebrows. It's not super jet black, but you know, it kind of does the trick for my eyebrows. I don't often wear this one on my eyelids. Just a little tip for black eyeshadows to make them more opaque and not fade and all of that stuff is to invest in like a creamy eyeliner stick to put underneath before you put on your eyeshadow. This one's just the Revlon one, but you can also probably get one from NYX, and just apply that on your eyelid before you put your black eyeshadow on. It will make it more opaque and help it stick. And for beginner goth makeup, I think it's probably quite a good idea to invest in a good black eyeshadow when you can. I really like the Sugar Pill Bulletproof eyeshadow. It's really good. You get 3.5 grams in it. It's 20 New Zealand dollars, but it's so pigmented you won't need to use that much of it anyway, so I think it's a really good price. It's not necessarily affordable, but you know, if you want to splurge on a good black eyeshadow, then I do recommend this one. And then the next thing that I used to always pick up was eyeliners. Eyeliners, you can do so much with it. I would do my eyebrows, my waterline, and lipstick. You just have to be careful when you're using a pencil on your eyes and your lips that you clean it. I would recommend getting like 2 eyeliners, one for lipstick and one for eyeliner. But you could also use these as a base for your eyeshadow as well. So just these like cheap ones that you get from the $2 store or like any Asian store, anything like that, then yeah, pick up these. They're really cheap, and you can use them for like multiple things. So yeah, I recommend these. And while we're on the topic of eyeliner, the one that I use personally is the Revlon Colorstay Skinny eyeliner. I really like the applicator on this, but I know so many brands do really good affordable eyeliners these days. When I was getting into goth, they didn't do very many affordable eyeliners, so I used to just pick them up from the Asian store, and because I was young, I would really only wear a lot of makeup in the weekends, so I wouldn't be wearing it for like 16 hours a day. I would only be wearing it for like a few hours a day, and I would take it off. So any cheaper eyeliners, you know, they'll do the trick, but they won't last long. I know that heaps of brands do really good eyeliners these days. I also recommend getting a felt tip eyeliner. This one gives you way more control if you're starting out with wing liner, and you can also do, you know, little designs with your eyeliner as well and kind of like spruce up your look. So yeah, I recommend, like, I know Wet n Wild also does a really good eyeliner like this. I can't get a hold of it in New Zealand, but I really like that one too. Then with mascaras, it's pretty much hit or miss. I use another Revlon one, but you can pretty much get these for really cheap anywhere. It all depends on your eyelashes and what you want out of the mascara. I know Posty Plus here in New Zealand does cheap makeup. Normally it's like the makeup they're trying to get rid of because they've discontinued it, but you can still pick up some really good makeup from those as well. So yeah, with mascara, it all just depends on you. And with eyelashes, I like to pick up the 10 pack of fake eyelashes. I feel like fake lashes kind of spruce up a look, and it can be really tricky to get a hold of fake lashes. Like, just take your time and practice, and eventually you will get the hang of it, I promise. But yeah, this is just some black plain pairs, and this was $10 for 10 pairs, but I know that on eBay you can get them even cheaper. When it comes to glue for fake eyelashes, I like to use the Ardell Brush On Lash Adhesive. This one's just really good because it dries quite fast and it's clear. So if you are practicing, you know, your fake lashes, you kind of want something to dry a bit quicker so like the glue doesn't go absolutely everywhere. But This one is quite good. I'm not a big fan of the duo one. I feel like it just takes forever to actually dry and it gets really messy. For anyone who's getting into putting fake lashes on, then I don't really recommend the duo glue, but definitely get one that dries a bit faster so that you don't have as much time to apply it, but then at least the glue doesn't go absolutely everywhere. Another thing that I want to talk about for people who are getting into goth makeup is of course lipsticks. The ones I recommend are the Wet n Wild matte formula lipsticks. I've got one here which is Purple Vamp It Up, and this one Cherry Bomb, which is like a dark red. I really like these ones. They also have a black one in this as well, and they're just really cheap and they have a really good range of colours and they stay on pretty well actually. And yeah, I just really love them. So if you're getting into like dark lipsticks, then definitely pick up them. I don't really have too many lipsticks because I feel like if I have one dark red or one dark purple, I don't really need another one. I don't really have the money to kind of like throw at lipsticks, so yeah. The next thing that I recommend doing is investing in a good black liquid lipstick. When I was getting into goth, I used to have to buy those nasty cheap $2 ones and they were just horrible. But luckily enough these days we actually have black liquid lipsticks. Back then there was no way you would ever get a black liquid lipstick. So yeah, if you have the money, then you know, definitely invest in a good black liquid lipstick. You can actually probably double up this as an eyeliner as well. You just need to make sure that it's eye safe. But this one I have is the Pretty Zombie Cosmetics in Black Cat. I really like this one. It's not completely smudge proof, but it is really good for the price range. So yeah, definitely invest in a good black liquid lipstick. And as I mentioned earlier, I used to use eyeliner as a black lipstick. People still do this and it is a really good idea. It stays on quite well. But yeah, eyeliner is also good for lips. And the last few things that I want to talk about are brushes. This one's kind of grubby, sorry, but I recommend the Real Techniques brushes. This one here doesn't actually come with the set, but this one I got for $40 discounted. It's normally about $50, but I think they're really lovely brushes for the price range. You can also get a set of face brushes as well, so yeah, those are definitely good brushes to invest in. And then because I was doing a makeup course like I said earlier, I also got a set of 12 brushes for about 30 New Zealand dollars on Trade Me. The ones that I have here are Jessup. I really like these ones because they're quite affordable, but they actually feel really nice for how cheap that they were. They blend out just as well as like my Real Technique ones do, and yeah, if you are looking for a brush set, then I recommend these. You can get them on eBay as well, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. The last thing that I want to talk about is Q-tips. These are a lifesaver. I know that when you're playing around with black makeup and things, it can get really messy. So always have these handy to clean up your eyeliner and things like that. And the other thing is wipes. I get quite a lot of fallout from black eyeshadows. I like to clean up after I've done my eyes and then apply foundation. Of course you can do it in whatever way you want to, but I feel like if you're beginning with goth makeup, then doing eyes first will help a lot because you won't get, you know, eyeshadow on your foundation and mess it up. So yeah, always have some wipes around as well. And then one thing that I used to do is practice my makeup before I got in the shower so that I could just wash it off afterwards and not have to worry about walking outside and having people think that my makeup is dreadful. So yeah, if you have some time before a shower or anything like that, then just sit there and practice your makeup and eventually you will get better at it, trust me. Goth makeup is actually one of the harder ones to get a hang of. So that was pretty much all I wanted to talk about with a beginner affordable makeup. You know, you don't need too many products when you're just starting out. You don't have to splurge on makeup either, and I will list down below the brands and products that I think are quite good for getting into goth makeup and just good affordable makeup in general, so don't forget to look down there and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you guys want to see some more videos from me, then don't forget to subscribe. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.